The little nameless agent drove up to the docks with the mail train. Percy disappeared for 4 days and still hasn't been found yet. At the docks, the little nameless agent met Henry, who was waiting for his fish to be loaded into the flying kipper. Henry doesn't seem very happy to see him. "Aren't you the engine who stole the express?" he said. "What are you doing that for? Huh? What are you thinking? Silly engine, luckily the carriages you stole isn't mine." The nameless engine felt so hurt after hearing Henry's words. "Yes, I know that," said the nameless engine, "but actually it wasn't my fault. I just followed what the diesel engine told me." The nameless engine saw Henry's flying kipper, and also the boxes containing the fish. Henry, can I ask something?" said the nameless engine again. "Why are all the fish put in a van?" "Because," replied Henry, "it would be safer to put the fish in a van. It would be dangerous if the fish were placed in open trucks. The fish could be contaminated by steam engine smoke." Then the driver climbed into Henry's cab. "Come on, Henry, it's time to go." Henry let up a puff of steam and immediately left the dock. The nameless engine also had to immediately leave to deliver letters. The nameless engine was happy during the journey. Then he thought of something. "If I can finish my work early," he thought, "then I could go back to the sheds quickly," and met Edward there. After all, Edward is my only good friend on this island. Then the engine tried to go faster. The mail tree is shaking like a pea in a frying pan. Oh, slow down, you little..." "Ouch!" cried the mail van. Sorry," said the little engine, "but I want to finish this job sooner. Sooner that it's finished, sooner I can return to the sheds." But the mail train was very upset. "Percy could do better than this," whispered the mail train. "Or maybe Thomas, or maybe Harold." In the middle of the journey, the little engine saw 2 flags beside the tracks, but the little engine ignored the flag. The mail train felt that something bad was going to happen up ahead. "We have to stop right now," shouted the mail train. "There must be a reason why the yellow flag is placed in the middle of the track." But the little engine didn't worry about that. "I'm sure there won't be any danger ahead," he said. He had no idea how danger flag worked, so he just kept going. In front of the little engine was Henry. Henry was derailed, and the fish had not been delivered at all. As the little engine was moving, he saw Henry's flying kipper in front of him. "Oh, chase and jump!" he cried. He tried to use his brakes, but unfortunately it was too late. The little engine hit the flying kipper. All the birds were crushed into small pieces. Fish scattered everywhere. Unfortunately, some of the crew in the brake van did not survive to save themselves before the impact. The little engine felt miserable. He went off the rails and his buffer was bent. Doc soon arrived with the breakdown train. He also brought the fat controller too. The fat controller was shocked and very annoyed. "All right," said the fat controller. "Can anyone explain how this happens?" The mail train couldn't stand everything that was happening. "It's all the little engine's fault, sir," they shouted. "Fat engine ignored the danger flag. We tried to tell him, but he didn't listen to us." The fat controller looked at the little engine and shook his head. "But sir," said the little engine. "That's enough, number 79, said the fat controller. "I can't stand with your behavior anymore. I'm giving you one more chance to work here. But if you don't change at all, then you'll see." The little engine felt like crying. Oh dear, he said. "It's all right, buddy," said Duck. "You're not the only one who hit the flying kipper." The little engine arrived at the workshop to be repaired, but the workers don't have enough material to repair his buffers. So the little engine has to wait until a new shipment of material arrives. He didn't like that at all. He was bored. He wanted something he could do while waiting for the delivery to arrive. Then Edward arrived to pick up his truck of stone. He was surprised to see his little friend sad. "What happened to your buffer, buddy?" Edward asked. The little engine did want to tell him what just happened last night. He didn't want Edward to know what he did last night. Edward could see that his friend was unhappy. He wanted to find a way to make him happy. "I will take these stone trucks to the Soda Construction Company," said Edward, "but I will gladly allow you to carry these trucks for me." The green engine became happy. Finally, he was going to do something while waiting for the material delivery to arrive. He immediately coupled up to the stone trucks and he immediately left the workshop. As he was about to leave the workshop, he saw Thomas and Toby talking about something. The green engine secretly heard their conversation. "It's been 5 days since Percy disappeared," Toby said worriedly. "I want to know where and how he disappeared." "Yeah," said Thomas. "I'm tired of doing all Percy's work." The green engine was confused. He always heard the name Percy, but he had never seen Percy before. He always wanted to know what Percy looked like. As the little engine traveled along the main line, he saw a sign that said the track ahead was not finished. The little engine read the sign, and he immediately took another route. As he was about to leave, he heard something shouting for help. "Did you hear that?" he said to his driver. "I didn't hear anything," said his driver. "I'm over here." "Look," said the little engine. "Hear the sound?" This time, the driver heard it too. "The sound came from that big hole," said the driver. "We have to tell this to the flight controller," said the fireman. The little engine stopped at the station on the Farquhar branch line. The driver told the station master what they had just heard in the big hole in the middle of the track. The station master immediately called the flight controller. The flight controller answered the phone call. "I'll call the rescue center and ask Harold to check and see what he found in that big hole," he said. "Then I'll ask Doc to bring the breakdown train too." It was getting dark. The green engine returned to the previous place. This time, he brought the flight controller. He was not alone there. Doc was there with the breakdown train. The breakdown train was trying to lift the mysterious object that was in the big hole. When the object was successfully lifted, everyone was shocked and couldn't believe what they saw. "It's Percy!" cried Doc. "Oh, so he was the Percy everyone was talking about," said the nameless engine. "Goodness me!" cried the flight controller. I'm sorry, sir," said Percy. "At that time I was chasing the runaway trucks. The ground shakes and I ended up falling to the hole." Then the flight controller looked at the nameless engine, but this time he was not angry with it. "Number 79, called the flight controller. "I want to thank you for finding Percy. As a reward, I will give you a new coat of paint." "Pardon me, sir," said Doc. "I think you should give this engine a name." "Thank you for reminding me, Doc," said the flight controller. "I will name you, Joshua." Joshua smiled. He liked that name. The next day, Joshua returned from the workshop with his new coat of paint and buffers. Then Joshua saw Thomas. He tried to approach him. "Hello, Thomas," called Joshua. Thomas was surprised to see Joshua. "Are you the engine that stole the express?" he asked. Joshua tried to say something to him. Yeah, what you know what I mean, right?" "Ugh, let me guess," said Thomas. "Do you want to apologize to me because I've been pulled by you?" Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you," said Joshua nervously. "I didn't know that you were still connected in the express coaches." This time, Thomas forgave him. Joshua was surprised to hear that. "I'm glad you found Percy," he said, "so I don't have to do his work anymore." Joshua felt relief. Daisy moved right behind Joshua. Then she honked her horn. "Ah!" shouted Joshua. He was shocked when he saw her face. "Hello, everybody," called Daisy. "I'm back. What do you think about my new makeup?" "Average," answered Thomas. "Actually, missus," called Joshua, "when I saw your face, I thought you were a ghost woman from a horror movie." Daisy felt offended. "How dare you call me a ghost?" she said. Then she went back to the shed angrily. "You know, Joshua," called Thomas, "I agree with your opinion about Daisy's makeup." Thomas started to laugh. Joshua laughed too. Even though he didn't know why Thomas was laughing, he just laughed along.